Hello everyone, Warangel here, and welcome back to the jungle adventures of Clan Pestilens. Now, last episode saw us put our plans to take the fight to the dwarves in hold, as we had an unexpected guest in the form of Malus Darkblade turn up at the altar of the Horned Rat. Now, luckily, Lord Skrolk and our other forces were able to deal with Malus Darkblade and his secondary invasion force, but it did put our plans to deal with the Xanaz Bokial here on hold. But like I said at the end of the episode, I was going to take a couple of turns to get us in position for today's episode. Now, I put the save point just before the end turn phase, as we just watched, because of this event popping up. And as you can see, Warlord Clan Victus has come seeking refuge after being defeated, in exchange for their military leaders serving us. Now, the reason why I wanted to show this one off in particular is because Warlord Clan Victus is the faction led by Tretch Craventail, one of the Skaven legendary lords. So by accepting the refugees, we will gain Tretch for our army. So I'm more than happy to accept the refugees. Now, this is where I left things basically. Once I saw that pop-up occur, I thought, we're pretty much in position. We'll be able to carry on for today's episode later in the week. So, after this point, we'll have to see what happens. But we picked up... thank you for telling me that Warlord Clan Victus has been defeated. I wanted to check out Slicin because, yeah, that's it. So, this is the agent, the Plague Priest, that we managed to get from the Pestilence scheme here. Now, when I actually saw him reappear earlier in the week, I was very happy to see him, because to do the Pestilence scheme costs us a fair bit of tokens, and watching him be wounded on the campaign map made me think we lost those tokens. So the fact that he was able to come back and we can still use him, fantastic. So we'll be able to start moving him down towards the Great Turtle Isle, maybe even head him off towards the Cult of Sotek. Well, think about it. We'll have to move him down there first. But, yeah, I remember that. And we had, okay, Engineer, right. And here we go, Tretch Craventail. With Clan Victus being defeated, legendary chieftain of Clan Victus, Tretch Craventail, is offering his luck and dirty fighting to other clans. Anything to save his pathetic life. I have to admit, that reminded me of the, I was just mentioned before about the Gotrek and Felix books, Skaven Slayer. Now, in that book, and later on he actually appears in the following book, Demon Slayer, if I remember the title right, there was a particular Skaven who survived an encounter with Gotrek down in the sewers. And if I remember right, and what ended up happening was this massive, overly complicated scheme when this Skaven was basically sucking up to Fancor. And then what ended up happening was that the other warlords, like the Plague Priest leading the Clan Pestilens contingent of the invasion force, and the Warlock Engineer leading the Clan Scry one, they were basically trying to use this particular Skaven to feed false information to Fancor and spy on him, and then Fancor was using the same guy to spy on them. And it wasn't because this Skaven was, doing it on his own initiative. He was mainly doing it because he was scared shitless of the other guys, You've got Fancor, who could have just disintegrated him into ash. You had the Clan Pestilens Plague Monk that could have just inflicted so many horrible diseases on him. It was stuck between a rock and a hard place, but it was really, really funny, really Skaven in its approach, William King did a fantastic job in my mind. But anyway, he reminded me of that. So, yeah, thought I'd share that. But yeah, we're in position now. We'll be able to actually move Lord Skrolk over here using the underway. The thing is, if I remember right, yeah, I don't want to come here because, as you can see, we've got an army there, and we've actually got two armies down here near the Caverns of the Great Bat. So let's not get ourselves horribly outnumbered and surrounded right at the beginning of the episode, eh? I've got a bit of a reputation to live up to. Not much of one, but still, I like to think I'm a bit more tactical than that. Down here is not going to be any use, so let's try and see if we can move him up here. Now, bear in mind, yeah, you can come and attack. I don't mind if this army comes to attack, but we don't want these guys coming in and reinforcing. So, let's see, you move here. Can't actually see how far their force march is. I'm gonna have to make an assumption. You know what? We'll deal with it. Let's grab you, and let's move you, I don't know, to here? It's right on the road. We can easily reach Jacobo in the next turn. Let's do that. Okay, that worked. Oh, crap. I did not think there was going to be this guy. Who? Ulthuan Stormrider. He's... Wait a second. Yeah, he's riding a griffin. I didn't realize that was really the thing. Wait a sec. Ulthuan Stormrider. Prince Ulthuan is determined to uphold the Stormrider name and will stop at nothing to protect his people on the domains of Ulthuan in glory and bloodshed. Wow. Wait. He's definitely like a unique character. And he is a heroic lord, right? Oh yeah, why am I clicking on the wiki? It's not like he's going to come up. He's obviously a modded character. But I like to think I'm reasonably familiar with a number of the special characters, especially in the later editions. And Ulthuan Stormrider does not sound familiar to me. You know what? I'm going to check him up at the end of the episode, so you don't have anyone who knows. You can share the information if you like, but I'll look him up myself after I finish recording. But he might be a tough nut to crack then if he's riding a griffin as well. His stats are pretty good. Not only that, but as you can see, we've also got Silverwing Guard to deal with, Rangers, Lothan Sea Guard, Illyrian Reavers, and Silverhelms as well. Ugh, and a Mage. What do you got? High Magic. Which ones do you have in particular? Apotheosis, Soul Quench, Arcane Forging, Fiery Convocation. Ugh, you're going to be a horrible army to fight. Oh well, we'll just have to try our best, aren't we? So, Lord Skrolk is going to move there. Slice in. Let's get you marching at least towards the coast. Let's tell you to head over here for the moment, and then we can make a decision later. Then, Bubbarat. Bubbarat's not going to do much. He's still replenishing after colonising the mine of the Bearded Skull, so I'm quite happy to just leave him there. What I have done in the previous couple of turns is actually upgrade some of the buildings, so we're getting a bit more income coming from the Southern Spineless Hotek. I do want to try and use this as an economic region and province, just because with the gold mine and that, we'll be able to really get some extra income. And so we're building stuff like arcane generators and things. But we'll see how it works out. We'll see how it works. Let's actually spend a little bit of money. We'll upgrade the scavenge pile. We could do that, I guess, for the iron mine. Sure. It's not really helped our income, but might as well spend it where we got it. Vectech, what am I going to do with you? Let's just finish off River. Did you get Plague yet? No. In fact, what we could do... Let's get Earth in. And then, next time he levels up, we'll be able to give him Arcane Conduit. That's good. That will help us cast magic on the battlefield, obviously. But I think that is actually everything. Oh no, let's check out... Excuse me? Kraken Lord's Dreadhost. Don't forget, we've now got the non-aggression pact. But I'm hoping we can try and get trade with him at some points. No. Okay. We haven't got any money to offer him as a gift, so we're going to just have to leave it, I'm afraid. No worries. Let's just hit this. And let's see what this army's going to do. Oh yeah, he's coming straight for us. Okay. I honestly expected that balance bar to be a little bit more in their favour than mine. But... yeah, we could fight this. You know what? I'm going to. If you remember, last episode I was a bit negligent when it came to fighting because we didn't actually get any good fighting opportunities. So yeah, I'm thinking take on Ulthuan Stormrider and this army in the Underway. Very fitting for Skaven, I will add. Do I want to use the Menace Below? We've got two uses. The only problem is, as you can tell, my food shortage is getting lower. My food shortage is getting lower, you know what I mean. Yeah, I'll risk 4. Because we can always get food back from winning this fight. So yeah, see you guys down on the battlefield. Well then guys, here we are down in the Underway where we are fighting the elves of the Stormrider. Now, we're about 2 minutes into the battle itself because the map itself is very, very long. So while my army is set up all the way back here, I end up spending a lot of time just waiting for the enemy to start getting into view, let alone actually get close to my army. Now, while I was waiting for them to get closer, I decided to try and take advantage of an opportunity I had. As you remember, on the campaign map, I set up to gain a few Menace Below opportunities, and we actually picked up an one-use ability in this battle, which allows you to basically blow up the unit and do some damage in the nearby units in the meantime. So as you can see, what I ended up doing right here is actually summoning a unit of clan words, and I got the ability ready. I was just clicking away, hoping for me to be able to actually use it. But instead, we've got a lot of fireworks happening, because we've got the High Mage here casting 5e Convocation that you can see was blasting away with some of the troops nearby. And we've also got Ulthuan Stormrider using Chain Lightning, a bound spell from one of his magical items. So between all of this, yes, my unit took a lot of casualties, the unit I summoned in, but the enemy took so much more. And look at the fireworks, it just looks so pretty, especially when it's burning elf flesh. But anyway, between all the different spells and everything else, needless to say, my Skaven are just running off shattered at this point. Now, I didn't realize at the time because I was trying to click on the ability to get them to blow up, but then by the time I realized how to use the spell, or use the ability, my troops are already too far away. So instead, I just end up letting them run off the map. But just look at the amount of carnage we've already caused through friendly fire to them. In fact, if we hover over here, the enemy nearly lost 100 troops from that. We didn't really lose any, because it's just a crappy unit of summonable units. But anyway, we speed things up, and now we gain even more damage being done to the enemy through my Plague Claw catapults getting into range. So we've already got... Actually, these didn't take too much damage in the initial volley, but you can see now they're coming in with a proper shot this time, doing a ton of damage to that Silverwing Guard right there. We've also got others firing away over here. At this point, I am just getting my catapults to fire at will, so they're just shooting away or whatever, but as they get closer, I am just going to start targeting them on one unit at a time to cause as much damage as possible. But while they're spread out, I'm quite happy to let them do this. Now I attempt here to try and do another Menace Below, and do the same thing as before, but this time it didn't work out again. Again, I was trying to click on the unit, and for some reason it just didn't work. So it works because the way the ability works, and I said works too many times, is that once your unit becomes under half strength, you'll be able to blow them up. So I was clicking away, and first of all it was telling me that my unit was over half health, even though I didn't think it was. And then, as I did then, eventually got out of the battle, and then they kept running in, and then I thought, well, I can't focus on that now, because I'm busy trying to deal with this. But, speaking of dealing with this, Lord Skrolk decides to do some early battle by casting Plague right here. It didn't quite catch as many of them as I would have liked, especially as the unit was moving out of the radius of the spell, but that's okay. They got a few early kills in. Ranged units now are starting to fire away. You can see the rattling guns going away there. Plague Claw catapults doing some close shooting, and at this point a lot of the enemy units are taking quite a few casualties. Silverhelm's now about to charge into my Plague Monks, sending some of them reeling back, but not going to be enough. But as the enemy have now got closer, I'm charging in with my Plague Monks, which are excellent against enemy infantry. Now, to try and help things out a bit, I didn't really have much in the way of things I can use to deal with Ulthuan, but I did try sending in Scalpake just to see if he could help out a bit. Not only that, but over on my left flank, we've got here the Isker's Triads that I did send in originally to try and help out, but they end up getting stuck on some cavalry, so they end up just sitting around for a little bit before I realised. In the meantime then, the Weavers here are not doing too well against my Spears here. And everyone else got catapults again, just doing a ton of damage. And already on the right flank, you can see a lot of the enemy units are starting to move and retreat. Between my clan rats, we've also got the censer bearers nearby, our rat ogres are somewhere around the area. And here comes Stormrider. Again, trying to do some damage to my rat ogres now, the pit fighters of Hell's Deep. But at this point now, I'm just firing away with nearly all of my ranged units, especially the rattling guns, which are enough now to cause the enemy to retreat. We're being able to chase him down then, luckily, and kill him off, which is great. We just need to deal now with the rest of the enemy army. Now, we also unlocked that ability, if you remember, from the the Laboratory of Plague. In order to cause this unit then to retreat, Plague Catapult's still firing away, doing a ton of damage. More clan rats summoning in, just to try and do some bits. Oh no, this was the one from the laboratory. Just did a nice big explosion, just enough to get the enemy's morale down. And at this point, with the enemy's lord defeated, is a chain rout. The enemy has been shattered, and we're just going to be spending the next 4 or 5 minutes actually chasing down as much of the enemy as possible. Now, the problem with this map is, as you can see here, with the sides of the battlefield being so close, enemies can retreat quite easily. And it's not like if we lost the fight, my entire army would be wiped out. But if the enemy loses the fight, like they have, they can still retreat, which is annoying. But one of those things. So in the meantime, I'm just giving in orders to numerous troops trying to chase down enemies. I noticed back here then that while we've got a unit of Silverhelms about to retreat off the map, we did have some larger units of archers coming off. So what I ended up doing was summoning a unit of clan rats just about here, in order to try and pin them in place. Unfortunately, these guys just move too quickly. They move in and move out. But we do have other enemies still trying to retreat, so I was able to catch up with them then easily enough. This was a bit of an annoying situation. Because of Scalpake, his charge ability with a belly flop you just saw there was knocking down the enemy mage, but wasn't actually doing that much damage to him. Not only that, but every time he knocked him down, it means he's immune to damage, because that's how infantry works in the game. So we end up chasing after him some more. We do another attack which knocks him down again. So eventually I realized we're not doing much damage, and I get one of my Plague Monk units over here to try and help out. But he was able to get off the map with pretty much full health, which is really annoying in the end. But what can you do? Anyway guys, it's time for us to head back to the campaign map and continue the episode. So there we go guys, a close victory, although personally I disagree with the game's assessment, but what can you do? The most important thing was we were able to wipe out a lot of the high elf army, which is always good news. Not only that, but while I was waiting for the loading screen to come back to this, I was actually able to look up to see who Ulthuan Stormrider was, and now I know why I haven't heard of him. He's a character that appeared in the Island of Bloods, which was a sort of a mini-game game box I vaguely remember seeing back when I was just sort of occasionally just dipping in to see what's happening in Warhammer before coming back out. But I managed to see his model on the Warhammer wiki. He looked pretty cool on that. If I was collecting a high elf army back then, I would have been quite happy. But since then, Age of Sigmar has happened, and I've got my large box of Lumineth Realm Lords to get put together at some point. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, Raylan Banner. Let's give this to one of my Plague Monks. I'm going to give this to my Censer Bearers, because why not? So there we go. What we're going to do with you guys, though. 11% replenishment is going to be pretty good, but we'll get our replenishment back pretty fast because we are in my own territory, don't forget. The extra food might not be so useful, but let's go and sell off and get some warpstone tokens. I think that'll be okay. What was interesting though, I noticed, you can see over on the world events, that despite the fact we defeated Stormrider, we actually didn't get a trait for defeating him. So either we've already got the maximum amount, or he didn't get one. Be interesting. Bearing in mind, we haven't actually fought that many legendary lords with Skrolk, so I'm sure we could pick up a few more defeated traits. It's just didn't seem to work out that way. Anyway, what are the dwarves doing? Oh. Oh, crap. Crap. Right. So what these two armies have done, I can see, is that they've actually force-marched into reinforcement range of my army. So this army now is coming to attack me. Crap. Oh, crap. That's a lot of longbeards. God, these people have been sitting around in their mountains just doing nothing for them to have so many. Right. Okay, I got a plan. But it's going to involve me having to do something very fitting for Skaven. Right? And that the plan is, we run away. No, there is a reason for this, right? It occurred to me. Because those two armies who moved first have force marched, right? And even this one's force marching now to try and get away. They're not going to have much movement left. So assuming we have Lightning Strike, which, thinking about it, I can't remember if we do, we might actually have an opportunity here to wipe out all those armies in one go. But we'll have to see in a second. So first of all, Wayland Banner. Okay? We got set examples. If you want something done right, it's best to publicly kill the one who did it wrong so the others learn. Yep, that's definitely the way Skaven do it. Again, check out Skaven Slayer. Fancore is notorious for doing stuff like that. But our next one is going to give us extended campaign movements. I'll take that. We failed a mission. Okay, not too concerned with Luther. It's undead, one of those things. Okay, right. Let's check out Lord Skrolk's army. Did we have... We'll have to check on here, aren't we? We don't, but we do have that skill point. So let's just grab that right away. Now, luckily for us, we're going to be the aggressor, so we'll have the ability to ambush them, potentially. And with our high ambush success chance, we should be able to do this. But having the Lightning Strike is just a handy little backup, in case it doesn't work. So for now, though... I don't know. Which one do we want to go for first? Grim?
Do you take me for a wazzock?
I wonder, actually, which one's the faction leader? Grim, right. I don't think he is a legendary lord that will give us a trait, but he's the one back here, isn't he? Yeah. Okay. Let's go through them one by one. So we'll start with Khazad-Ni's Stonebeards. Okay, ambush. Goodbye. There we go, that was nice and easy. We'll take the food this time. We do have to work on our food a bit, so we might as well do that. Okay, let's get you now to go after Grim. Kill you off. Again, we'll take food this time. Right. Beard Hoarder, Stonebeard... okay. Unfortunately, I was actually hoping we could have had just about enough movement range to go after the elves. Oh, but we don't. But it's okay. We are still in our region, so we're going to gain the replenishment for this turn. So we'll let Skrolk do that. The only thing is, what are you going to do? If I was the dwarves, I would pull back to Chocobor and get the opportunity to replenish the army. So... we could fight them, but bearing in mind, we'll be taking on the garrison and a half-stack. Might just prove irritating. I know what we can do. Let's grab bubble rats.
I'm deadly.
Of course you are. Of course you are. We're going to use the underway, and what I'm thinking is we'll take the opportunity to try and use bubble rats as bait. So next turn... what we could potentially do, depending on what these guys do, is put Bubble Rat here, and then have Skrolk go into ambush. That way then we'll be able to draw them in, hopefully, and kill them off. Then we can go after the settlements easily. So yeah, let's give that a go and see. Okay, slice in. You, good sir. Let's give you Plague, and then you'll be able to get Arcane Conduits in the following turn. Okay, Skrolk. What am I going to give you? You got 2 points. Let's go for Envoy of the Council, so we gain extra diplomatic relations. And for our magic bonus, I'm going to go for warpstone tokens. Increases the miscast base chance, but given that all of our ones are fully upgraded, reducing the base chance, it reduces down to like -10. So, extra 13 power reserve. There we go. Okay, Scalpig can gain immortality. Easy enough. And then what we're going to go with your next one? We could go training or sneaky. We could just continue working on his combat skills. But all we got left is health, speed, or leadership. Let's go... speed. Having the extra speed might come in handy, so we'll go for that. Vectic can't gain immortality yet. He's just 2 levels away. Or 1 and a bit, actually. But we'll go for arcane conduits with you, now that we've done that. We just got 11,620 warpstone tokens. Let's go shopping at our sentiments. In fact, Oxel has recently upgraded, didn't it? Let me check. It has, right. So let's go ahead. Let's go, first of all, upgrade to a Pestilent Knave. Not only is this going to give us a bunch of bonuses, but it also allows us to recruit Plague Martyrs. This is going to be our equivalent of the Vampire Coast Bloated Corpses, and I do want to check out these guys in battle at some point. But we'll go ahead and get that, because it is Clan Pestilence's thing to do. What do we want next? To be honest, I think I'm going to go for defenses for 1 point. The reason being is that, if you remember, when we've had to deal with attacks at Subaltern and Oxel, and if we pop on the garrison, you can see the garrison at Subaltern is much, much better than our actual capital. And I would like to remedy that if possible. So we go for that. Exotic Animal Trainer, but we're not exactly trading with anyone right now, so let's not worry about that. We could either get a construction cavern. This will allow us to gain Plague Claw catapults in our settlements. Or we could actually try out the Cauldron of 1,000 Plagues, which is much more fitting, I think, for Clan Pestilence. Sure. It's not the most useful thing in my opinion, but it's very thematic, you know? As for you... No, we've actually got enough money. We could hire an assassin. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So Assassin's already up, right? We got... Can we get a... Oh, we can't get Eshin ones yet, okay. But we can get either a Cunning one, Swick. The poison attacks, ambush success chance, and melee attack. Melee attack plus 8 could benefit the entire army, especially if we're on the offensive. Tre can gain a bunch of personal combat. Or Warpstone Hoarder. With load time, reduction upkeep. That could be useful for a Clan Scry army. I think I'm going to go for Cunning, just because of the bonus it can provide the entire army for extra melee attack. But then on the other hand, I suppose... no, we'll go for you. There we go. Let's level you up quick. We need... Replenish troops will be useful. And Dance with Death. We want this guy to be a battle agent. So you can go there. How is Guacamole Crater doing, by the way? Okay, so we need 4. 5 turns away. Okay, let's upgrade that. Okay, hit and turn. That last end turn phase went quite well for us, I must admit. The only thing to do now is have a look to see what these guys are going to do. The Lawmaster... Oh, the Lawmaster army decided to actually encamp. Those silly, silly fools. By encamping, we can just go in and kill off the survivors. They are gaining some replenishment right now, but it's not a big deal. We'll be able to go in and take them out easily enough. Not only that, but depending on what the dwarves do, we might be able to take them out as well. Otherwise, we'll just do the ambush plan once we've dealt with the High Elves. Let's have a look. Yeah, forge your word, hide it. Hide in your mountain holds, you absolute coward. You cowardly beard things, even. Right. Oh yeah, Dastan Cold Eye Fated Shield. What a bloody name on that one. Right. Are you gonna let me have my turn? Okay. The Children of Hexatul have started their ritual, unfortunate, but we're still trying to gain Warpstone in order to do our own rituals, and we're just lagging behind. In fact, I think the leading one at the moment... Oh, it's actually Clan Wars. Okay. Alright, skip through that. Right. Let's go and kill you guys off. if you don't want to weigh again. Right. Goodbye. Right, that's them dealt with. We'll take the tokens. Warp energy condenser, extra power reserve, okay. Minor improved reduction. Okay. Let's see if we can get this working. So, we want... Okay, we want you... Oh, wow, why can't you... What's happened to your movement phase? Okay, we'll move you here then, it seems. We'll set up an ambush. What's that chance? 100%. Okay. If we do that, we'll move you then. We have to be careful. I've never quite understood how the intercepting mechanic works, but let's just try and be a bit safe. Let's put you here. Okay. So that's you done. Slicing can continue on his journey. Skrolk's moved. Swick is down here. I'll just keep you near here for the moment, because we'll have Bubble Rats join him again eventually. Let's go ahead and build the assassin's hideouts. Okay, sure, just march it down here for now. Spread public order. You can do that for me. Okay, Skrolk. I wonder if it's worth at the moment. Minus reduction for upkeep. Income from post-magic loot. I was just wondering if it's worth maybe going for combat skills with him at this point, but... No, let's go for respected and feared for our plague monks. In fact, how's our plague factory doing? We could upgrade our sensor bearers. We'll go ahead and do that then. We can't... There's no point upgrading the one next to it, because we can't get those into the highest tier of the plague temple. So, might as well leave it for now. Vertec, nearly immortal. Nearly. Let's give you... We gave you Arcane Conduit. Let's go for Plague. Right. And... yeah. Let's see what happens next. Alright, Slicing is still a little way to go. I'm happy just to let him do what he needs to do. Although, it would be nice if we can push against the Order of Lawmasters soon. Oh. Crap. I'm just watching more and more Lizardmen armies head up through that gap. And granted, Luther's army, faction is there. But we haven't been able to get anything better than non-aggression yet. Although, I haven't actually checked recently. Definitely do that in the next end turn. And then we'll bring the episode to an end. No, we'll do that next time, actually. We'll do it next time. Otherwise, I'm going to be dragging the episode out more. But it will be a good opportunity for us to finish them off, hopefully. Let's see if it worked. No, you've moved there. Oh, that's a shame. What we could do then instead, we'll do it next episode, is we'll basically just march down, attack the dwarves using both Boba Rat and Skrolk. That should allow us then to easily take out the army and take the settlement for ourselves. Oh. Great Clan Pestilens. Oh, this is big. Now, we can actually get our hands on the Death Master himself, Snikt. So yeah, let's accept the refugees. We've picked up a Warlock Engineer as well from Oxel because of a Warlock Engineer skill pin straight directly into our presence. Cool. And there we go. Deathmaster Snikt, Prime Agent and Chief Assassin following the destruction of Clan Pestilens, joins your faction on council orders. Better watch look your furry back. Yes, definitely if he's around. But there we go, guys. I think with that, a bit of news, we'll end things here for today. What we'll do next time then is we'll actually go and deal with the dwarves. What I think we'll do is actually attack them outside the settlement, bring in Bubble Rats, and we can fight them all outside, and then we'll be able to just kill them off and hopefully be able to march into their capital, or their last remaining settlement in the following turn. We'll see about heading down then, go after the Cavern of the Great Bathhouse with Bubble Rats, and then send Skrolk off towards the Chamber of Visions. I want to get my hands on this so we can start gaining more warpstone, but we need to get down there first. But I think that's what we'll do for next episode. Until then, guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and you do join me next time for some more Warhammer. But until then, everybody, take care, stay safe, and goodbye for now.